I am your host, Mishumaa Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Tonight, we break down the word impressionable. That's right, impressionable. We will also discuss a question we call the woman's image. And then we will leave you with a moment of paying homage to one of our great lawyers and ancestors, Miss Constance Baker Motley. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mishumaa Saba, M. Saba, and welcome to the show. Peace. Salam, blessings. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all see me? Well, listen closely. Come on in. Yeah, you over there, and you in the back. Come on in. We in the library tonight. That's right. In continuation with the fact that we missed Sunday and Monday, our cultural studies night. So tonight, we're going to dive on in with a good show tonight. So if you're happy, I'm happy to be here. And if you're here with me, let me know by hitting the likes, share, and make sure you subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast. How's y'all's day this evening? It's January 23rd, 7 p.m. People are either finishing up dinner or still decompressing from a long day of work or school or business. But welcome. And how y'all doing tonight? Hey, if you're doing excellent, give me a 5. If you're doing great, give me a 4. If you're doing okay, but things is moving in a positive manner, give me a 3. If you want to try again tomorrow, give me a 2. And if you're not having the best of energy right now, I should say, then make sure you hit us in the DM, man. We would love to hear from you, talk to you, be a shoulder to lean on and an ear to listen to. All right. If this is your first time tuning into the show, we never start the show without giving you its flavor as well as its wise words. And so let's do that as we get ready to jump into our show tonight. Tonight's flavor is the benefits of green tea. That's right, the benefits of green tea. It's an antioxidant that benefits weight loss, blood pressure, and has less than a quarter of caffeine per cup. So tonight's flavor is green tea. So make sure that you get yourself some green tea to sip on. And if you can't get no green tea, then go ahead and pour whatever you drink. That whether that's water, wine, a smoothie, a latte, a beer, whatever you do, hot cocoa, whatever you do. But come on in, chill with us here in the library tonight. And again, welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, now let's go ahead and jump right into the wise words. The wise words comes from Islamic scholar by the name of Jalil ad-Din Muhammad Rumi. Some called him. He was a 13th century poet. He was born September 30th, 1207, and went to the Essence to December 17th, 1273. His scholarly wise words is this: finding faults is for those with tired minds. I'm going to say it again. Finding faults is for those with tired minds. Those are the wise words this evening. All right. So let's jump right into the show. One thing I do want to tell y'all, man, is I am happy to be back. we had some technical difficulties Sunday and Monday, man, and it was just something real simple, you know. But we were trying to log into our platform, and before you log into our platform, of course, it gives you a series of numbers that you have to enter, just so you can gain access to your platform before you can podcast. And I was receiving my numbers to enter, but I didn't know where they were going. And so I found out that my numbers was getting transmitted over to, or no, I won't say transmitted. It was getting processed over to my spam page or my spam account. So I didn't know that, but I did find that, and we have resolved the issue, and now we are back, of course. Some of y'all gonna laugh at me because I didn't know that. Why didn't you check the spam? Why didn't you check the spam? Well, I did. I did. And so wait, and I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy that you here, right? All right. So that's that. But tonight, let's go ahead and dive right into our show. Let's go ahead and talk about a word. We want to decipher the word. We want to hear what your thoughts are on the word, what it means to you. Because, like we've learned at a young age, if you were to put us all in a circle and you were to present a word to us and ask us how to define that word, we are going to come up with our own experience of that word. But tonight's word is impressionable. Impressionable. According to the Oxford Dictionary, as just one reference, impressionable means easily impressed or influenced or susceptible, capable of being impressed. So let's talk about it. Are you easily impressed? Are you easily influenced? Are you susceptible? We're going to talk about it tonight. One of the reasons why I brought out this word impression or impressionable is because I was scrolling through Facebook, and I go through Facebook looking at different pieces of content or different things that brings me content so I can bring to the show or do research on or things like that. Again, just bring it to the show to give to y'all, my viewers. And I came across a post that had one of them new like $150,000 Bentleys. You know what I mean? And as I was looking at the page and reading some of the comments, I was reading them like about how so many people are influenced by these material things. Also, how we, our people, have horrible spending habits. You know what I mean? We have a very horrible spending habits, excuse me, where it's projected that we spend about $72 trillion on bullshit. When you're looking at weave, you're looking at Jordans, you're looking at all these stupid shit that doesn't bring back its return value. You know what I mean? It doesn't bring back value once it's purchased. It's actually what they call a liability and not an asset. And a lot of that has to play with just being impressionable. We are so impressed. I like to say that we are our name brand hoes. That's what I like to call it. We're name brand hoes. Why? Well, let me give you some examples. A name brand hoe would be one that would say, I gotta have the new Nikes, or I gotta have, you know what I mean? And one of the things I'm finding out about some of those particular shoes, I'm not dissing Nike, but I'm just using it as an example. Some of those shoes are not even comfortable, but we're so impressed by whose name is on it, And like I tell people, the merchants know this, you know what I'm saying? The merchants know this, and this is part of the technology that they place upon the consumer, which is you, the person that's purchasing all this name brand stuff. You remind me of a time back in, I don't want to date myself, but back in the days when we used to actually believe that if you had on a new pair of shoes, you could run faster, jump higher. You know what I mean? And it has to become a time. It has to become a time, I should say. Let me get my wording together. Where we have to start thinking about you, the person. Why do I say you, the person? Because it's you, the person, that makes the clothes. The clothes don't make you. So regardless of what name brand the merchant places on products, that doesn't make that product better or less. You know what I'm saying? You are the maker of yourself. You are the energy. You are the magnetism behind how you dress. You know, and that should be of some importance. Why? Because, like my grandmother used to tell me, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, leads to opportunities. And so I say that to say that we need to be impressive by just making sure you are wearing things that represents your character, your integrity, so that it can create more opportunity for you. Not only creating opportunities, but it makes you have grand or great self-esteem about yourself. You know what I mean? You feel good when you put on a brand new pair of shoes or some clothes. You know what I mean? But you cannot allow for you to put a hole in your pockets by taking your money and buying things that are not really worth it. Here's another example. A few weeks back, I had a conversation with some guys that were promoting expensive cologne. Oh man, this cologne here, this is the blah 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 European name, blah 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 European name, and it costs $150 for a 12-ounce bottle or a 10-ounce bottle. And I was thinking to myself, because I just love to decipher what I'm hearing when I hear other people speak, to see if to bring forth understanding if they know what the hell they're talking about. And I was thinking to myself, and I was like, you know, I don't care how much money I got a lot of money, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to buy $100 bottle, $150 bottle of some cologne. You know what I mean? Regardless if I had $2,000 in my pocket at the time, and you know, $150 is, you know, what is that? 5%, a little bit less than 10%. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't care to want to do that because it doesn't benefit me just to smell good and have to pay $150 to do that. I would rather take a damn bath with some good soap or some nice lotion, or, you know, me, I like to anoint my body with oils. So oils don't really cost that much and smells just as good. So that's my thoughts on impression. You know what I'm saying? Also, talking about those that are impressionable, those are impressive, impressed by a lot of different things, a lot of senseless things. Why are our people always impressed by the glorification of ignorance? I was sitting in the studio today and I had the TV on, and I'm listening to YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot because it's a quick podcast, or it's a quick documentary, or it's just quick news or whatnot. And I notice how all the hip hop stars of today, not the golden era, not our legends, but just these weirdo demon time dudes, all of them ain't selling no records, faking jewelry, faking like they got money, things like that. But they sell, or they get likes, or they get attraction or attention off of the ignorance. For example, like kids like NBA Youngboy. I mean, dude, all you always talking about is fighting somebody, going to war with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that your product? I ain't heard no shit that makes me feel like you're gonna be a legend. You know, it's just okay. You don't like somebody because somebody mentioned your name. Your sweet ass act like because you're NBA young boy or whoever, like you can fight or something like that, man. You don't look like you can fight. People that know boxing and all that can look at your body language and tell that you probably can't fight. You know what I mean? And that's not no diss from Coffee Talk Podcast. That's just a elder such as myself just giving you the game. If you are supposed to be a rapper and all you do is talk about the same trash shit, then ain't nobody gonna believe you. You just real emotional. Every time I turn around and see you, you're screaming. Ah, ah. So I get crying and shit. And a lot of these young rappers are like that. You know, you're very emotional. You know, and it's unfortunate because these demon time rappers, that's what I call them, demon time, because they ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm used to real hip hop. But these people are influencing our younger people. And, you know, they're so easy to be impressed. You know, I never wanted to be impressed by anything that was of material or anything that was outside of myself. You know what I mean? So many people get impressed by the material or they get impressed by out-of-state people and all that shit. I never want to do that, never want to be that, and I never have. You know, things that impress me is me doing better than I did yesterday. Things that impress me is those people out there that are doing things the right way. Their character speaks for themselves. Their integrity speaks for themselves. That's what's impressive. Because they're being, I hate to use this word because it's so cliche, but a role model in a sense. People say, well, I ain't trying to be no role model. You can be a role model as long as you are real with yourself and what you deliver and in your message, in your character, in your integrity, in your attitude, in your delivery. We need that. Our kids need that, but they need to see the positive things. They don't need to see people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s still being impressed by childish things. You know, so what is your thoughts on the word impressed, impressionable, and you know, go ahead and tell me what your thoughts are on people that are impressed by everything. Go ahead and leave that in the comments while you're there. Make sure you hit the like button. Definitely share. And also subscribe. Subscribe to the podcast. You can catch us on YouTube as well as Facebook Live currently. So let me know what's your thoughts on that. And also, man, PCR, throw up the peace sign. Let me know you're here. All right? All right, moving right along. We're going to go ahead and jump into a question. I don't even know if it's a question. It's just a thought that I was having today when I was skimming through all of the relationship content that is out there in social media. And a thought came to my mind. I just wanted to write it down based off of my experiences and observations on the woman's image. Now, a woman's image is a very broad topic, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I do want to point this out. How do you take on a healthy relationship, building a healthy relationship, building a healthy relationship for your as a woman, as a wife? How do you take on that? How do you find what you're looking for? My thoughts that I wrote out today was this. Today, the problem is women are more worried about how they look around the other women or watchers from far and near. Instead of that, women showing those others what a stand-up woman, wife, or lady is, That's what women should be showing, and they shouldn't be afraid of how they look in front of somebody that's not in their shoes. Today is difficult, though, because a woman would rather protect her image and how she's looked to the other women instead of protecting being a wife or having a union or having a family. So today we're so worried about when people come and they say, you know, they give you the jewels. They tell you how to become a good wife, a good woman, a good lady. They tell you about some of the attributes that is needed to have a successful relationship, how to overcome traumas, how to overcome the pain and the hurt of your last relationships you don't get over. But what we do is we pass up that knowledge. We don't want to hear that. And then there's not enough women that are positive women that are going back to their sisterhood and correcting them when they're wrong. A woman can say this or that or be abusive or talk crazy to a man, and other women on the social media sites will just sit there and rather just watch the ignorance of their sisters instead of coming in between it and saying, look, man, you're wrong, sister, or grabbing your sister and giving her some knowledge as to being accountable. Give her some knowledge as to not always having to be right or entitled. Women have to monitor women. Women have to correct women. Women have to pass along knowledge to other women on how to be a wife, a union, and a family. Because the woman is important. But today we don't think about that. You don't think about wife because you ain't never seen it. You don't think about union because you haven't healed from your past relationships of your third, fourth, fifth time picking a consecutive loser or somebody that hurt you. This is why women have to give back to each other by correcting one another when they see the large influence of negative behavior that women pass along. I don't need no man, and all that type of stuff, you know? So what is your thoughts on that and the image of the woman? You know, is the woman afraid that if she was to treat a man good, why does she worry about how others might think if she's treating her man good? You know what I'm saying? That it gets to the point where she doesn't want to treat her man good at all because she's worried about what these old ragamuffins might think that don't have a man. I don't know. This is just Coffee Talk Podcast, and I would love to hear your answers. So definitely leave that in the comments while you're there. Hit the like button. Also share the video. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and move right along. But before we move along, I want to go ahead and do this. I want to go ahead and give you a 30-second commercial break. And then when I come back, we're going to go ahead and read and discuss Miss Constance Baker Motley, one of our own. But I do have a question. So I'm going to give you a 30-second commercial break. And when I get back, we'll be having a short reading on Constance Baker Motley. I'll see you in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. As you can see, we're in the library today, man. So We loud. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the Liberian kicking us out. You know what I mean? No, just joking. But hey, I'm happy to have you all here. Thank you for supporting our show. Definitely hit the like button. We definitely appreciate that support. All right, so today we're going to have a short read as we get ready to end our show on a woman that is a jurist, a lawyer, a politician, became a U.S. federal judge, was a strategist of the civil rights movement. She goes by the name of Constance Baker Motley out of New Haven, Connecticut. She was born September 14th, 1921, and went to the Essence September 28, 2005. We will be reading a short story out of a book called The Book of Black Heroes from A to Z. And we're going to be discussing Constance Baker Motley. Let's enjoy the read, shall we? Constance was born in a small state of Connecticut, but the legal battle she won made a big difference in the lives of other people. As a lawyer, Constance fought many important civil rights battles. One of her most famous victories gave James Meredith the right to become a student at the University of Mississippi. During the 1950s, it was against the law for Black and white students in the South to attend college together. Constance fought for James Meredith's rights to attend the school or any school of his choice. Her victory struck an important blow against segregation in Southern universities. In 1965, Constance was elected Manhattan Borough President in New York City. She was the first Black person and the first woman to hold that powerful office. In 1966, President Lyndon Johnson appointed her a United States District Judge. Constance Baker Motley has proven that the courts and law are powerful weapons in the fight for justice. And again, that's out of the Book of Black Heroes, A to Z. Let me know what your thoughts are on that short read as we get ready to dive into a few questions. During this time of 1921, Constance Baker was getting involved in the NAACP. And some of us historians now know who backed the NAACP. Some feel like the NAACP became a bourgeois sect or group. And, I say that because as we get ready to ask this question about Constance that we learned in our research, we just want to hear what your thoughts are on the origins of the NAACP. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Is that something that you are proud of, that group? Is that something that you're not proud of? Let me know what your thoughts are on that, on the NAACP. One of the things, or one of the challenges that I had when we were paying homage to Constance Baker Motley, and although she did the good thing with Dwight Meredith, is that his name? Or Meredith, I'm sorry, his name is James Meredith. My thoughts is this, though. Yeah, she did some good things. But as we researched Constance Baker Motley, I come to find out that her father was part of the Skull and Bones, and only so many people are in that secret society, but her father was part of that. Another person that was part of that, it was George H.W., am I pronouncing that right? Was part of the Skull and Bones, a secret society. So it makes me wonder about Constance Baker, and it makes me say that we should do some more research on her. Yeah, these are some good things that we're hearing, and yeah, we're paying homage to her. But was she really one of us? You know, I challenge you, our viewers, to look more into Miss Constance Baker Motley and let us know what your thoughts are on her if you haven't already done so. And one of the things that you can do if you want to know more about her is that there is a book out there called The Civil Rights Queen by author Tamika Brown Nagin. So again, if you want to know more about Constance Baker Motley, there's a great book out there called The Civil Rights Queen. You go ahead and check that out. You come back to this show and leave comments and let us know what your thoughts were on Constance Baker Motley. All right, so that's our show for tonight. May you have enjoyed our quick show. It's a 30-minute show, but we wanted to make sure that we made up for missing Sunday and Monday, and we're just happy to be back giving you the flavor as we always do 3 times a week. So until next time, I would like to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign, and I would like to say thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mishumaa Saba, M. Saba, and this is our cultural variety podcast show. Until next time.